Okay, so now you can see that the center is not going to be the origin. It's going to be some value of hk, and you can see, and you remember from kind of completing the square, find the center of circles. We're going to have to do that. All right, and so if the larger number is under the x, then I'm not going to draw axis, but it's going to be like this. It's going to be somewhere other than the origin, right? And if the larger number a is under the y, then it's going to be like this. All right, so here we have it. Let's go at it and complete the square. So remember, I must have a value of, or a coefficient of 1 in front of the x squared term in order to complete the square. So I'm going to gather my x squared terms and I'm going to factor out a 16. And then I'm going to gather my y squared terms. I'm going to factor out a 9. So that gives me a minus 6y. And then this 1 term, I'm going to move to the other side of the equation. Okay, so let's go slow so I don't make any mistakes. So I'm going to take half of this and square it, right? So I'm going to square, so that means I added 4, but I didn't really add 4. I really added 16 times 4. So I'm going to add that to the other side. That's 64. All right, so then let's go in here. So y squared minus 6y. Okay, so I'm going to take half of negative 3 and square it. So that's a 9. And so then I'm going to recognize what did I really add, right? I really added an 81, right, on this left-hand side, so I need to add an 81 on this side as well. Okay, so let's complete the square over here. So I have 16. This is x minus 2 quantity squared plus 9, y minus 3 quantity squared, and this equals 144. Okay, so we have to get a 1 on this side, so let's divide through by 144. So that gives me a 9. And this gives me a 16. And there's the 1. Okay, so now I can see where the center is, right? The center is going to be a 2, 3, right? The x value of 2, the y value of 3. All right, my a squared is under the y value, right? So a squared is 16, b squared is 9. So I can figure out what the c squared is, right? 16 minus 9, so that gives me a 7. So c is equal to root 7. Okay, so let's start getting a little bit of a picture. So here I know since a squared is 16, a is 4, right? So we know that since the larger number is under the y value, it's going to be oblong this way, right? Okay, so the center is 2, 3. Now you don't have to draw little tick lines. I just want to make sure I try to draw a little bit to scale. Okay, so now from this point here, from this point 2, 3, I want to move up and down by 4 in the y direction, right? So my vertices will be the x value of 2, and I'm going to have 3 plus 4, and I'm going to have I'm sorry, I said that incorrectly. The x value of 2 and the y value will be 3 plus 4, 3 minus 4. So x value of 2 stays the same, so I get 7. X value of 2 stays the same, I get negative 1. So those are the vertices. So 2, negative 1, so here, and then 2, 7 up here, right? Okay, and if I was to find the sideways vertices, right, like these sides of the ellipse, I would take the this value b of 3, and I would take this center 2, 3, and so I would take 2 minus 3 at x value of 3 and 2 plus 3 at x value of 3, right? Let me erase this. So this gives me 2 minus 3, so that's negative 1, 3. And then this gives me 5, 3. So those are the sides of my ellipse. So negative 1, 3, so here, and then 5, 3 here. So looks like this. Not a great picture, sorry about that. Okay, last thing to find is the focus. So the foci are going to be here and here, right? The oblong, the little points on the inside of the oblong parts So that's going to be taking my center, or it's still going to be the x value of 2, and then I'm going to be adding and subtracting my root 7 to my y value. So I'll have 3 plus root 7, and the x value of 2, and 3 minus root 7. So I'm just going to call them both of these the c values, and this would be the c here, and this would be the c here. So just have to label them. I don't want you to go finding decimals from that. That's a fine answer.